Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're going to start with chapter 1, which has 46 verses. Chapter 1 is entitled Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. The first part, which is text 1 through 6, is called Assessment of Pandavas by Duryodhana. We begin. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So, Dhritarashtra's sons are known as the Kauravas. The sons of Pandu are known as the Pandavas. And this Kurukshetra, before this battle of Kurukshetra, Kurukshetra was the place where Krishna was reunited with the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Because after Krishna killed Kamsa, Krishna got entangled, marrying 16,108 wives. He lived in Dwaraka, and although he promised to return, he never did. So after many years, Krishna, the queens, and the residents of Dwaraka went to Kurukshetra to observe the solar eclipse. And the residents of Vrindavan also came there, and they were reunited. So that is the history of Kurukshetra. Next verse. Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So, Dhritarashtra is blind, both physically and spiritually. But his servant, Sanjaya, is the disciple of Vyasadeva. And because Sanjaya is the disciple of Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva gave Sanjaya the necessary mystic power to see what was going on the battlefield, even though they are situated far away from the actual fighting. As Prabhupada comments, mystic television. Sanjaya was able to envision everything was going on, although he's far away from the actual place. And Dhritarashtra is the son of Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva had the three sons, Dhritarashtra, Vidura, and Pandu. So Vyasadeva is connected here. Let us go now to the next verse. Duryodhana said, O my teacher, Dronacharya, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada, Drishtadyumna. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen, equal in fighting to Bhim and Arjuna. Great fighters like Yudhan, Virat, and Drupada. There are also great, heroic, powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kuntiboja, and Shaibya. There are the mighty Yudamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Subhadra, Abhimanyu, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. So Dronacharya is not only the teacher of Duryodhana, but he is also the teacher of the Pandavas as well. Now, here is interesting. Duryodhana is accusing something of Dronacharya because the arrangement made by the Pandavas is by this Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupada. And there is a long history of animosity between Drupada and Dronacharya, which also plays in here. Then he announces who are the fighters on the other side, because when you go to fight, you have to know what is the extent of your opponent's capabilities. You don't go to a war blindly. You have to know who you're fighting against. And notably, the son of Subhadra, Abhimanyu, and his father is, yes, because Arjuna had several wives, Ulupi, who else? Yeah, Draupadi, Ulupi, and who's the other one? Chitrangada. Yeah, Subhadra remained. Yes. Now the sons of Draupadi, how many sons of Draupadi? 5 sons. Very good. So now we go to the next part, verses 7 through 13. Duryodhana's assessment of the Kurus. So you have to know your opponent's strengths and you have to know your strengths. Both you have to know when you go into combat. So the next verses, Duryodhana's assessment of the Kurus. Even though Duryodhana is evil, he's also very intelligent. Yes. But not as intelligent as the Pandavas. He's not as intelligent. He's intelligent, but not as intelligent. Why? What makes the Pandavas more intelligent than Duryodhana? Yes, they chose Krishna. So because they had Krishna, they had the extra advantage. Very good. Let's continue. Duryodhana continued. But for your information, O best of the Brahmins, Dronacharya, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. There are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashvatthama. Question: what is the relationship between Ashvatthama and Dronacharya? Very good. Father and son. Vikarna and the son of Somadatta called Bhurushrava, who are always victorious in battle. And who is the actual father of Karna? The actual father. Surya sun god. And who is his adopted father? Huh? Yes, but what, did he have a name? And what was his mother's name? Yes, okay, no, that's correct. His actual mother's name is Kunti. Adirat, that's the name of the father, Adirat. And the adopted mother's name is, what did you say? Radhe, right, Radhe, because he's known as Radheya. Very good. Very good. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. Very interesting how Prabhupada says military science, because, as I said before, who trained the Pandavas? Dronacharya. Who trained Duryodhana and his brothers? Same teacher. Very interesting. and he taught them military science. And who was Dronacharya's number one student? Arjuna. Who tried to usurp that position? Karna. Yeah, you could say Ekalavya too, but Karna was the one. Remember when they had the competition, Karna entered. All right, so yes, both answers are correct. Very good. Notice this line, prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. So that is what happens in a war. You pick your side, and if you're a Kshatriya, you fight till death. So these are real fighters, prepared to lay down their lives if necessary. Just like we are prepared to lay down our lives for who? Krishna and Guru. Guru and Krishna, we are prepared to do that. A husband is prepared to lay down his life for wife and, of course. Yes, wife and children. Very good. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. So my question, what is the mistake that Duryodhana is making right here? What is his mistake? What else? Okay, so he says the strength of the Pandavas protected by Bhima is limited. You have to explain to me why that's not true. You gave the answer before. Yes, because Krishna is there on that battlefield, then it's not limited. The Krishna factor changes everything. That one fact that Krishna, not only he was on the battlefield, even though he's not going to fight, he's on the chariot, he's there, that one factor changes the whole equation. Okay? Okay, all of you must now give full support to Grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. And if you remember in the Mahabharata, they had different types of phalanx arrangements, and they used them different throughout the battle. And there was that one phalanx where they were able to capture Abhimanyu, because Abhimanyu knew how to get in but didn't know how to get out. And he could have got out, but the others who were there to support him got checked. So that's why Abhimanyu went. He was killed actually unfairly. But they had all these different, and the Mahabharata, today they went out in this formation. They had different names of formations. Let us continue. Jai. Sanjaya said, then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. And after that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, and trumpets and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Now we go to the next section, text 14 through 19. The Pandavas and Krishna blow their conch shells, and we're going to see something different. Sanjaya continued. Who is Sanjaya talking to? Dhritarashtra. Huh? Dhritarashtra, yes. Sanjaya continued. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. So what kind of conch shells do they have? It wasn't mentioned that Bhishma and their conch shells were transcendental. These conch shells will transcendent. That's another significant thing. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. That Panchajanya was actually what? A demon. And why did Krishna kill that demon? Yes, but what? Did he find the son of the Guru? Not then. And Krishna said to Balaram, we killed this guy unnecessarily because he wasn't there. Yes. But still, that's how Krishna got his conch shell, by killing that demon. Arjuna blew his Devadat, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks. What name of Bhima means voracious eater? Vrikodara. Very good. Blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra. King Yudhishthir, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadev blew the Sugosha and Manipushpaka. Nakul and Sahadev are actually the sons of, and their father? Ashwini Kumars, right. The Ashwini Kumars are the physicians of the demigods. They have what kind of head? Horse head. Yes. And there's a nice story in 9th canto where the Ashwini Kumars allowed Chavana Muni to drink nectar of the demigods. Actually, Chavana Muni was not entitled, but the arrangement was made that they allowed Chavana Muni to drink this nectar. The story in the 9th canto is the story of Sukanya, who was married to Chavana when he was an old man. And then there was the incident when her father came to visit her, and Chavana Muni, by the arrangement of the Ashwini Kumars, no longer was an old man. Now he was a youthful looking man. So when Sukanya's father came to see his daughter, he accused her of being a prostitute, because he said, where you have left your husband and now you're with this young man, I married you to Chavana Muni. She goes, I have done nothing wrong. This is the same. He just looks different. And the Ashwini Kumars were called in to testify, yes, this is actually Chavana Muni. We have made this arrangement to make him look young. So then Sukanya's father was very pleased that his daughter had remained chaste. All right, let's continue. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikandi, Drishtajumna, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and others, O king. Who's O king? Yes, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, of Himanyu, all blew their respective conch shells. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. And here's the line: it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. There is no mention that the hearts of the Pandavas were shattered when the Kauravas blew their conch shells. And as I already pointed out, because their conch shells are transcendental. They're not ordinary conch shells. It shattered the hearts of the... That means that's an omen. That's an omen. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Just the sound of their conch shells is causing heart problems. Okay. Next section. Verses 20 through 26. Arjuna surveys the scene. Sanjaya continued. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O King Dhritarashtra, after looking at your sons drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. So, question, students. What is the significance of Hanuman being in Arjuna's flag? Why? And what did Hanuman do? What did he do?
One time Arjuna had some ego. Then they were trying to complete something. Then that's how it happened. Start from the ego.
So, the significance of Hanuman being on the flag, Hanuman helped Lord Ram to defeat Ravana. So now Hanuman is also going to help Krishna and Arjuna defeat Kauravas. So that Hanuman is like another extra added advantage. You got the conch shells, when you go to the war, you want to have as many advantages as possible. Just like you kids, when you play sports, like we just saw last Sunday, the team which had the most weapons at their disposal came out victorious. So when you go to war, and did I not predict? Huh? I guess Krishna answered my prayers. Now I'm praying that Krishna answers my prayer for the election. Yes, I'll be praying super overtime from now until November. Because we do not want Duryodhan as president. Huh? Duryodhan's good? Dump him. Get out of this house. He's Duryodhan.
None of them are good.
Hey, you going to be president? You going to be president? You should. I'll tell you who to vote for. All right, let's continue.
I vote to Krishna.
He's not on the ballot, unfortunately. Okay. So Arjuna's flag marked with Hanuman took up his bow. What's Arjuna's bow name? Gandiva. Who gave it to him? Shiva gave? Nobody knows for sure? Or we have to look that up. I think Agni also, but we'll look it up. So later on, we'll look it up. Somebody should remind me to look that up tonight before we go. I'll look it up. Somebody remind me. No, pay attention. Hey, no, don't do that. Pay attention to the class. I'll do that later. O King Dhritarashtra, after looking at your sons drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Arjuna said, O Achyuta, everybody say,
Oh, Achyuta.
O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhan. So that is significant. Evil-minded son. Pandavas are not evil-minded. But Duryodhan, definitely. And who else? Shakuni, evil-minded. And what was the next brother's name? Dushashan, evil-minded. Okay? Yes.
Karna was not that much. Huh?
Yeah, he had some problems.
Little problem, but not
Not as bad, but when you choose the wrong side, then
you're done.
you suffer the like Bhishma. Bhishma chose the wrong side. So he had to go down. Even though he's pure devotee of Krishna. He chose the wrong side. And that's one of the lessons. Krishna allowed Bhishma to be killed to show you choose the wrong side, you're going to get reaction. Okay, Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharat Dhritarashtra, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. So these are the first words Krishna speaks in this Bhagavad-gita. There Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties, his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. Everybody chant.